Two, Here I Come is the brand new movie that just hit theaters. It is the sequel to the 2019 horror comedy film Ready or Not. Radio Silence is back in the director's chair. And once again, Samara Weaving stars as Grace. A day after the events of the first film, she is dragged back into another particular game that her and now her sister must play. Her sister is Faith, played by Catherine Newton, who's dragged into the situation as there's an empty seat at the high chair after the Domus family was killed off in the first film. So we have a new family that's in play, including some new characters played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean Haywood, David Cronenberg among the most. Also, Elijah Wood plays the lawyer, making sure everything goes to plan. Once again, the goal is for Grace to survive Dawn in order to actually become the leader of the high chair. The film is an hour and 48 minutes and is rated R. So I was kind of mixed on how I was going to feel about this movie going in because I love the first Ready or Not. It is one of my favorite movies of 2019. I rewatch it once a year, at least once every other year. It's such a perfect to me horror comedy that has some cleverness, some originality to it, some fun cast members, and a movie that makes you laugh, scared, good kills, all of those things. But again, that first movie back in 2019, which I can't believe the sequel is coming out 7 years later, is a film that never really set up a sequel. The ending was not like, let's do a Ready or Not 2. It was not really like that. The trailers were not that great to me. So I was kind of mixed. I loved the first movie, but the idea of a sequel didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I will say this, I had a good time watching Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I don't think this movie comes close to the level of the first film on really any level except really the kill scenes. I think the best part about this movie, just like other horror comedy sequels, is this movie goes for a lot more kills and gore. So on that level, I found this movie to be quite enjoyable. Once again, Samara Weaving is perfect in the leading role as Grace, especially when she realizes she has to do this thing right over again, just like she did in the first film, and she is so entertaining. The fresh elements that they added to the movie is that she's not doing this alone this time. She has her sister with her, played by Catherine Newton, and the two of them very believable together as sisters, and they're both really fun actresses who know exactly what movie they are in. I've been a big fan of Newton for like over 5 years now. I think she's really, really solid in a lot of things. And they are play sisters who basically hadn't seen each other until the beginning of the film. So there's kind of this friction between the two of them throughout the entire film, but you really do buy them as these individuals. And I think Newton and Samara Weaving got the idea of being fun, comedic, but also when you need to kick some ass, they are believable to kick some ass. Of the new ensemble, I thought easily the standout was Elijah Wood as the lawyer. He has some hilarious facial expressions, but also line deliveries that I thought were hilarious in the film. There is another new character in the film who is Madhu, who's played by Varun Saranga. Hope I'm saying his name right. He had the funniest bits in the entire film because in the film there are a group of people of this family who are going after Grace and Faith. There's also a watch party. It's in the trailer that's going on. It's with the people who are younger than the younger family members. So if their older family members die trying to fight Grace and Faith, they get called into battle and they are now allowed to try to play for the high table. And his reactions to everything were really funny, easily one of my favorite parts of the film. As I said, it's an enjoyable film. It's funny. You get some really good kill scenes here. I love the world. I love the two lead characters. So this movie honestly did put a grin on my face throughout the entire film. While I'm saying that, this movie, as I was expecting, was completely unnecessary. This movie really has no excuse to kind of be a thing because, as I said, the first movie has no setup for a sequel. So this movie, the first like 30 minutes is just trying to give you as an audience member an excuse on why this movie is happening. And I just didn't think it was a good enough reason or made any logical sense on how they were getting to make a sequel. It feels very unnecessary. And I think a big problem here is it's tough to follow up the first film because In the first film, Grace was getting married. There was a personal vendetta with this family and her, and there's some really standout side characters that have some personal connections with Grace. But that's all lost here. It's just a random family that's trying to reach the high table. And I think taking that personal edge out of the fact that Grace is thinking she's getting married to this very wealthy family, turning out to be the complete opposite, had a lot of really fun twists and turns. But this movie, you kind of know these are all kind of just pompous, stereotypical rich people who are put in this situation. They are overly stupid to a point that honestly annoyed me more than I thought was funny throughout the entire time. Because again, if any one of these villains had a brain, Grace and Faith would not be able to escape this situation. I didn't really find any of the major villains at play here that interesting whatsoever. It just wasn't as clever as of a script. It was kind of just there. It was just a family. Everyone kind of felt one note in this movie. I thought there was really great depth in the last one where you couldn't really tell if some family members were on Grace's side, if some family members were on the dark side and wanted to kill her. This movie, you're kind of lost with that. It's just running away, kill scene, running away, kill scene. There isn't that excitement on edge of your seat, twists and turns that you got in the first film. So I still had a good time with Ready or Not. I don't think it's that good of a movie. I don't think it's that necessary of a movie. But if you want a good time in the theater to have a smile on your face, I think Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, will be for you. I just wish, as a massive fan of the first film, this film could at all come close to the level of Ready or Not. So overall, I'm giving Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, a 3 out of 5 stars, guys. I am going 57% for Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. What are your thoughts, guys, on this movie? Let me know down in the comment section. If you like videos like these, please hit that subscribe button. It really mean a lot to me. Also, guys, please hit that like button. I'll be back with you guys with another video very soon.